Hello, Hulk Hogan
Hey,
here.
hey, how are you?
Good. Who's this?
Good. This is Murtz. I'm doing the interview with you.
Good deal, man. Good deal.
All right. Well, I got to tell you, it's a pretty big thrill to talk to you. I'm a huge, huge fan. I was fifth row at Wrestlemania 18.
Oh, cool, man. Oh, well, you know the deal then. Toronto fans are crazy.
It's true. It's true. So I've been a lifelong fan, like I said, and I can tell you with certainty that your heel turn back when you joined the NWO was the most shocking moment in wrestling. Was this something you always wanted to do? Like, did you always want to turn bad, or would you have preferred just to be the babyface your entire career?
Well, when I first went to New York and I worked for Vince Sr., I was the bad guy when I was with Fred Blassie. So that was probably before your time. That was 1978 through 80.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a little taste of it. But, once I set the stage with the red and yellow Hulkamania for all those years, it was the perfect storm to, put a knife in everybody's back, which really, like you were there in Toronto, you saw that the people loved me more as Hollywood Hogan, And I did everything I could to get heat, man. I beat The Rock up with a hammer, put him in an ambulance, ran him over with a truck, and they still booed him and cheered me. So it was different. And then,
Is it more fun to be the babyface? Oh, I was just going to say, is it more fun to be the babyface or the heel?
It's for me. They both are the same. I just love being out there.
Mm-hmm.
The heel is a little more aggressive because you got a lot of baby faces don't sell, and stay alive. And the art of this business is selling. That's what this whole business is about. So as a heel, I could actually tell them, "Stay down, you piece of crap. I'll beat you up more if you get up." And I could actually yell at them as a heel, and they could really understand what I was yelling. I was actually giving them orders to sell the right way. So it made it really easy to set the tempo,
For sure, for sure. Wrestling has changed so much over the years. It went from primarily being for kids, then the WWE's Attitude Era, where the storylines were more risque and adult, and now it's sort of back to being for kids again. Do you think it should stay for kids, or do you think that there's room for it to, sort of go back to the Attitude Era and appeal to more people?
Well, I think, it's always going to change. I think it's going to vary. The lines are going to get blurry again. Right now, the lines are drawn with pretty broad strokes. WWE does their thing their way. TNA Impact does their thing, our way, and the lines are really broad. I think it's going to probably get blurry again, and then change, and who knows what it'll turn out to be.
You've had so many memorable matches. Do you have a personal favorite?
Well, the one you named was one of the two. The other one was against Andre. Those two stand out more than any other match. The Iron Sheik, I kind of expected the roof to blow off the place because of the political atmosphere with America and Iran at the time. So that was just a perfect setup. But, the Andre, putting me over was something that I didn't expect. I didn't expect an indoor attendance record to still stand so many years later. And then the match with The Rock, when I was postured as the most evil person ever, even coming from the rival company, I had heat. For the fans to make a statement and say, "Hey, nobody's going to tell us who to cheer or boo. We love Hulk Hogan." That's all there is to it. That was a pretty memorable night.
Well, it's funny because I read an interview you did about that match, and you said that you actually changed the plan for it during it after you heard the crowd cheer for you, even though you were the heel. Could you talk a little bit more about that? Like, when did you know, and when did you know the plan had to sort of flip?
Well, I've never practiced a match before in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just a weird situation because I was coming back from Ted Turner, and I guess everybody was standing on one leg, hanging onto the ropes, kicking everybody in the face 100 times, which one kick means more than 100 kicks,
Mm-hmm.
if done correctly. So I guess everybody had changed their working style to punch as much as they could and hit as much as they could. And, Vincent McMahon and I had a conversation, and he said, if you're coming back, you need to bring it. And I went, okay. You might be asking me to take it back if I bring it, but okay, And so about, 2 weeks before the match, I get this call that they wanted me to go down to Miami and practice. I said, what? Practice what? And they said, "Oh, going to the match." And I had never done that before. And so out of respect, I went down there, and The Rock wanted to do certain things, and Pat Patterson was there, and Rocky Johnson was there, The Rock's dad. And, he had the match laid out, every punch, every step, and block this one and take 2 steps over here and duck that one and, then kick me, and then I'll move on the elbow. And I was going, well, what if it doesn't work? And people were booing. Are you going to keep doing that? And, it works. And it's okay, cool, I'm in. And then they wanted me to take bumps and stuff. I said, man, I can't do that. I'll get hurt. I said, if there's not an arena full of people and don't have all the energy and I'm not pumped up, man, we're going to fall here and we're not even warmed up, So we talked through the match, and out of respect, I said, okay, it'll be a great match. As soon as we got to the ring, brother, he started taking over on me, and they started booing him. And, I saw the deer in the headlight look, and I went, oh, God. And so I blocked the punch and started punching him. I can't remember how the match went right now, but I just remember when I started hitting him, the people started cheering, and, I started chopping meat. And I said, okay, brother, just hang in there with me. I'll take me about 10 minutes to get this straight. But, we got things turned back around. But I'd never, practiced a match before. I didn't know what that meant.
Totally. How's your health these days?
I'm cool, brother. I'm cool. I went through a couple really tough years with surgeries, and 8 back surgeries, 2 hip replacements, 2 knee replacements. But I lean forward, and once I get momentum, I keep walking. So I'm good to go.
Do you ever see yourself sort of headlining a WrestleMania again, or is it sort of more, more the mouthpiece, more the GM, that kind of role?
It's more the mouthpiece. It's more the GM. It's more the hood ornament. It's more the.
Oh, don't say that, Hulk. Come on.
No, I mean, but like you can never say never. To get in the ring with Vince McMahon, to get in the ring with Sting, to get in the ring with, Jeff Hardy, to get in the ring with Stone Cold Steve Austin, to get in the ring with, Bully Ray. I mean, there's a lot of huge guys in this business that the business changes so much, you never know. Dixie and Vince could be working together someday. I mean, who knows? I mean, I've seen so much stuff happen. The point I'm trying to make is you never say never, because anything's possible in this business. So to say I would never do it again, I mean, if I had the opportunity, if I felt good, if it was the right situation, you never know.
If it was up to you, if I said to you, Hulk, you can pick right now one guy, last match, this is the last one, who would it be?
Well, he's not born yet.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about reality. I know you did Brooke Knows Best, Hogan Knows Best,
Yeah.
Hogan Celebrity Championship Wrestling. Do you think that there's a big difference between reality TV and wrestling, or are they different versions of the same thing?
Wrestling's more real, because you can talk all you want. Writers can write, anything they want. But once you get in that ring and that crowd, predicts the tempo, you really need to call an audible. And even if something is supposed to go down a certain way, you may need to do it, but do it a different way than you talked about. So there's a whole different animal, that's the heartbeat of reality when it comes to wrestling, and that's the live crowd. And when you're doing a reality show, you got the 8 cameramen you've been working with all year, and you get your people that are in front of camera, and it's pretty predictable. So yeah, there's a big difference.
But they're still both about characters, right? Big characters, big personality.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, the main thing is that characters and everything's driven by story. So, that's what they have in common. But the wrestling is a whole different monster. It's alive. It's real. It has a mind of its own. You have to be really on your toes to stay on top in that business.
You're coming back to Toronto for Fan Expo Canada, and you're hosting the Hogan Uncensored Fan Experience on Friday, August 23rd with Eric and Dave Pendrick. Can you tell me more about it? What can fans expect if they go to this?
Well, it's exactly what it is, bro. It's me being me, the real Hulk Hogan, the real Terry. I might jump up and go, "What you gonna do, brother?" I'll talk like this, but the fans can talk about whatever they want. They can ask me anything from wrestling to my personal life to questions about different things that happen, about other guys. And, it's just a straight up being honest. And that's what's so entertaining about it is the fans can say, hey, you know, what was Miss Elizabeth like, or you know, what was your ex-wife or like, or what was, you know, how'd you feel when your son got in a wreck? I mean, or what was Andre the Giant like? They could ask anything, and we let them do it. So it's pretty cool stuff, man. We've done it before, and it gets. I mean, the first time I did it, I was gonna do it for like an hour and a half. And I ended up sitting there for 4 hours with the fans. It was that intense, and that much fun.
And just to wrap things up here in a sec, but what is it about Hulk Hogan? What is it about this brand? It doesn't matter, you haven't been in a ring wrestling for a long time, and yet I still see you with the most followers, you with the most retweet requests. What is it about this Hulk Hogan brand that sort of seems to drive everybody to you?
Oh my God, it's the sum of all the parts, brother. It's the perfect gimmick at the perfect time, the perfect promoters, it's just the perfect gimmick at the time. It's just loving the business so much, having it in my blood, working hurt, never thinking about quitting, just always having a passion for it, and the fans knowing I was for real. They knew that this person was a good person, no matter what happened, the good with the bad. They knew that no matter how hard I got knocked down, they knew I was going to get up and then move forward, no matter what. So I think the fans see a lot of themselves in me, and I just think they know I'm a real person. They just believe in me, and they love me, and I love them back, and it's not a secret.
Do you think that the city of Toronto is going to shut down for Hogan Uncensored? Because it almost did the last time for Wrestlemania. I feel like streets are going to close. The building is going to, lock itself up.
Let me tell you something. The connection with Toronto is so strong with me. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, if I didn't have any food, and I had nowhere to live, and if I could just crawl across the border with one arm, I know, without a fact, I would live like a king in Toronto, because the people would feed me, clothe me, take care of me, and respect me. That's how the love affair is with me and the Toronto fans.
And just two final questions. The first is, everybody knows that you've entered the ring to some of the best theme music around, Real American, Voodoo Child. If you had to pick Hogan's favorite theme music, which one do you think it is? Because I lean to both. I like both for different reasons. But for you, what is it?
Probably that Jimi Hendrix music,
yeah.
Voodoo Child. Yeah, it's pretty strong.
It's more Terry?
It's got that edge, man. It's just, you never know what's going to happen when I chop that mountain down with the edge of my hand.
And my final question is, you've worked with two of the smartest guys in wrestling, in Eric Bischoff and Vince McMahon. Can you just tell me a little bit about how different they are, or are they the same, just with different names?
They're two powerhouses, They're both geniuses. It's just, I was hoping, that the whole wrestling business could benefit by these guys getting together, 10 or 15 years ago. And they had their moments, but as far as working together every single day, that was what I was praying for many, many, many years ago. And that never happened. But, they both can hold their own, brother. They both can run big companies. They both, they got the gut instinct. They've got very good instinct.
And what's next for you? There's Toronto, and your restaurant's still in Tampa, right?
Yeah, my restaurant's still in Tampa. I get all kind of crazy stuff going, man. I'm working with a vitamin company called Visalis that's just crossed the border up there in Canada. So I'm excited about doing stuff with Visalis up there in Canada. We got a huge company here in the States called GoDaddy.com, which hosts websites. I'm getting ready to get in that business. I'm dabbling in all kind of stuff, man. I'm having a blast, and of course my first love is Impact Wrestling and working with Dixie Carter and Eric Bischoff. So I get all bases covered, bro.
Amazing. Well, I'm going to let you go. I can't wait to. I'll be there. I'll meet you when you come here. My name is Murtz. I can't wait to shake your hand. And
thank you, brother.
And the last thing I'm going to ask you to do, you got to give it to me one time. I always said that if I ever got the opportunity to interview you, I had to ask you to do the what you going to do, and I got to hear it one time.
You ready, man?
I'm ready. Hit me with the full force.
3, 2, 1. What you gonna do, brother, when I shake my hand with you, dude?
Amazing. Hulk, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know you're a busy guy.
Hey, thank you for the time and the opportunity, and I can't wait to meet you, my brother.
For sure. Murtz. Remember that name. I'll be there in my full Hulk gear.
How do you say it?
It's Murtz. M-U-R-T-Z.
Murtz. Okay, cool, man. Good deal. Just introduce yourself. I won't forget you.
I will, boss. Take it easy. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Thank you,
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Peace.